Okay.
Ready, set, go.
Okay, we're recording. So thank you for getting on. I usually, I've been kind of going to tell you two things. I started this, believe it or not, this Bible study class, and I absolutely love it. It's called The Lies That We Hear, and it's basically the chatter that goes on in our head. And it kind of talks about how you put it in the closet and how you don't, and what, like almost what negative that you shouldn't listen to, and how you, when your head starts going negative, how to turn it into positive. So it's pretty interesting. It's an 8-week class that I'm doing. I do it every Wednesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the women's gave me this book because I tried doing a similar one, like at a time when personally I was just not ready to do it, and I ended up skipping out on it. So she knew that I was struggling. So I kind of looked today because I've been doing, it's a devotional book, and it's every day is a little blurb, and I thought this one was great for anyone that feels that this little bit of fear that's maybe going on with them. It says, God selected what in the world, I'm sorry, God selected and chose what in the world is foolish to put the wise to shame, and what the world calls weak to put the strong to shame. So it says, when we feel discouraged, remember that God chose you for your very own purpose. However unlikely a candidate you feel that you may be, or are, by doing so, he has placed before you a wide open door to show you this boundless grace, mercy, and power to change your life. When he uses any one of us, though we may all feel inadequate and unworthy, we realize that our source is not ourselves, but actually him alone. Because the foolish thing that has the source being that God is wiser than men, and the weak that springs from God is stronger than men. Each one of us has a destiny, and there is absolutely no excuse not to fulfill it. We cannot use our weakness as our excuse, because God says that his strength is made perfect in weakness. We cannot use the past as an excuse, because God tells us, though Paul, the apostle, that if any person is in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things have passed away, and all things have been become new. So spend some time with yourself and take an inventory of how you feel about yourself. What is your image of yourself? Do you see yourself in his image? Is a brand new life that is just waiting for for you to claim it. So I love that, because in our Ruby focus group, I'm going to share this, and Holly has heard it. There was a girl that had been in the business for probably, my gosh, a little bit over, I'm going to say maybe 6 months, and she's on Liz Enter's team. And she never related really anything to it, and her business didn't go. And whatever garbage or negativity that she had in her head, she wasn't really able to go anywhere. Okay. Cami had gone to to Minnesota, and they did this one team, one mission. Happened to be a girl up on the stage that whatever she spoke to, it hit her in her heart. And I guess they made the same why. She made a connection of why she's doing this. And she really poured into that woman's conversation that she had with her. And she really embraced it. And she believed in it. And it became her why. It became that burning desire in her belly. And with that, she went executive. Now, she went executive last month. She's placement for a Ruby, and I think she needs one distributor that was going to sign as of last week, and they had plans of doing a party to get her. So she's pretty much going to go into being the Ruby position, and all because her thought process changed. Okay, something that she didn't realize that she really wanted, and she didn't say what it was. It could have been something with her family,
Stop it.
even a personal story, but something that this woman said resonated with her, and she ended up going towards it and for it. So with that being said, I always question, and I've always said that from where I've gone in this company was all different scenarios of different whys that happened to be in my life that I wanted. I always feel that we need to just declare it. We just need to state, this is where I'm going, and you need to fully believe in it. And I also know that there's two parts of this business that is going to get you going. One is going to be relationships with people, and the other one is going to be the actions that we take. So I think that by looking at, and all you guys are doing the right actions that are on here. Okay, so it's not any relations to you, but for you to continue doing it. And I think that's huge. So, I mean, I think that we've met every week, through this month, and there's different scenarios, but each one of you has taken the action steps to try and build your business. So my questions to you are, where have you seen a difference in your business as of halfway through the month? Does it look a little bit different?
Like, what actions are we doing that make it seem different?
Like what you've done with the actions that you guys have done, okay? Have you seen your business change a little bit? Have you developed a little bit in that?
I personally don't know that there's anything different going on in my business with what I do because of how much time I spend in it each day. I mean, I can't say that I've done anything. I mean, I do like motivational things, and I do like, I'll watch somebody else's from another team, their training video on, the 10 best ways to blitz, or, I mean, I'm always doing some kind of a personal development, but I think I have like all the ways you can do them. I just don't get to do them all. Like, it's, you know what I mean? Like you have the resources, you know what you're supposed to do, but do you do them all? So that's like really, like, if I did do them all, I could say something different to you right now, but I don't do them all. Like basically the last 4 weeks, I've either not been allowed to drive, been in the hospital, or had surgery. So I couldn't blitz, and I wanted to blitz, but I haven't been around anybody to blitz. And, so I haven't really seen anything different. I know a couple of things that I do need to be doing differently. I guess I could say that.
Okay.
It's,
so you share that, because that you learned.
I think MailChimp was a big disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, doing, and I know Sarah's been doing it too, going back to personal, like being personable with people rather than with MailChimp. I thought MailChimp's like the greatest thing because it was a good place to put all the information. It was always there when you needed it. You could categorize it by the vendor event and all that kind of, or how you met them and stuff. But I think going back to basics, people like personal one-to-ones. So that's something I'm changing. With every new vendor event we do now, it's like, it's all going to be personal.
Right.
One-to-one or texting or calling. No more mass emails, even though to them on a MailChimp, it doesn't look like it's a mass email because it has their name in it. But just like we've said, people they get how many emails a day? We're just another ad in the sea. So I think I think for me, it's like, I know the things I have to do. I just have to do them all.
Right.
I don't do them all.
I'm going to just say that this was the weirdest blitzing, and I've been talking about it. And I guess, it just kind of came to me today, and I acted on it. I was in a tea store. I figured, all right, I'm going to go blitzing, but I was really I'm looking for a Mother's Day present for my mother. So I was in this tea store, and I was tasting the teas, and this woman was having a conversation, and she's sitting there talking about how sick she was the past few weeks. So I excused, because I buttoned into their conversation, and I blitzed her, but on the greens. And I said, this is my information if you're interested in it. And long and behold, we had a conversation, and I didn't talk about the business. I didn't push. It was just all that relationship part. And she ended up contacting me tonight, and she wanted more information on the greens, and I sent her the video calls. Now, I guess I didn't realize it too, is that we had back years ago, Lima Blanca had done 15-minute calls, and we had it on the Green Machine page. And I remember when Divine Alliance opened up, I moved them over, but I don't remember like moving them over. Now we have one that's great on the system. Okay. And I got a loyal customer by giving that out to them. Okay. But these are individual ones. There's ones on greens, and I went in there and I was looking at it, and I was shocked to see how many were in there. And you forget the tools that we have. There's one on greens, there's Confianza, there's ThermoFit, and they're 15-minute calls by Colleen LeBlanc. So I sent that out to her, and I also sent her out some literature on the benefits and the ingredients on it. So what I would say to you guys is if you're trying to get volume and you're trying to get that loyal customer up for your teams, okay, listen to, kind of go back, because you guys all did the vendor events, kind of go back to your leads and look at the back of what you wrote on there, because I know you guys all write, you know, oh, this person spoke about this or this person spoke about that, okay? And text them and ask them, you know, say to them, I know me and you were talking about, say, the greens. I have a 15-minute video. Would you be interested in watching it or listening to it? And keep it simple. And, you know, maybe state in there why you feel that it would be a good benefit for them to watch it, okay? And send it out to them. You know, let someone else's speaking on the knowledge of this product help you get what you need to do to tie up loyal customers.
The last group of people that I went back to, I didn't hear, I sent it back out to individually, maybe 15 to 20 different people from a prior vendor event with no response. So
what
I
did
don't
your
know.
message look like?
Huh?
What did your message look like?
They were all individual. They were based on, just like what you said, they were based on what I wrote. Some of them were people that were interested in the business. And it was like, you know, oh, hey, we're having this like, an opportunity call. Would you like to just jump on if you have a few extra minutes, you know, tomorrow night or whatever? And then, you know, because we usually write notes or put stars or whatever. We do have methods on what we say and what we write. But I still feel like maybe I lost them in the impersonal part of the MailChimp. And when I'm going back to them now, the way that I'm doing it now, like I almost like, I'm not going to give up on them, but no response isn't a no. But no response is also like, you know, it might have been so long ago that they're just, I need to almost like move forward and just have a whole different way of dealing with all new vendor names I get. And I'm not saying that the old ones are lost, but I've gotten to them in the last 3 months since I stopped using MailChimp. I've probably tried them 3 different times without even a response. And some of them say read, you know, you can see that they read it. And I know maybe I could pick up the phone and call, but everybody loves texting. People don't like phone calls. And I would guess that most people aren't going to pick up a phone call of a name they don't know, a number they don't know. They're going to let it go to voicemail. So I could do that too, but since like 90% of everybody texts, like that is like the number one form of communication these days. So I'm not discouraged moving forward. I just am a little discouraged going backwards.
Well, absolutely. It's more frustrating to go backwards. It's more positive to look at that we learned from something and we're going to move forward.
Yeah.
So, and I do feel that the relationship part is definitely a key that is something that it was too easy to send an email, like you said, and we flooded the floodgate, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that it's more personal to build even your blitz or your conversation around their needs. And it even goes as far as our new distributors. Like we almost want to, and that goes back to the whole personality training. We really, really, truly want to understand and have that conversation with our new distributors on really what their goals are, and really understand what they want, and kind of go to what their needs are, and have that relationship with them first. You know, one of my new distributors that I signed on, she's going to give me a lot. I have to have patience with. Because number one, she's 60 years old. Number two, she's not doing Facebook, but she's willing to, so I have to teach her to do it. But she's someone who is a pearl and a sapphire. Okay, and I launched her last night, and her launch party was she had her closest friends there, and she wanted to give all her wraps to them for free. Okay. So I said to her, "Are you sure you want to do that? Because you're not going to get your money back." And she said yes, because that's the pearl part in her, right? We ended up talking about how she met me and that we have a story behind us. So these people were like, engrossed in that because they were her closest friends. And I was listening to her, and she really honored each one of them. Okay. And she really took the time to love on all of them. And then that's because she's Pearl. And yet, when she had her son there, and he wants to be a distributor, and he's more Ruby, believe it or not. And she was able to switch and change in her ways. Now, she is a business owner, so she has that, I guess, that slight business tendency, I can say. But she called me back today, and it's the first time I ever heard it. He was calling to see how they were doing with drinking their water. And because of the way she handled her launch party, they were calling her and thanking her and saying how great that how much they love the products. So I actually walked away and learned something from her. Because granted, I don't want anyone to sit there and give away free wraps. But the point of the matter is she really, and it's probably because she's a Pearl, she really took the time to know each one of her customers and targeted their needs. And she didn't do it out of a business sense that I saw. She did it out of her heart. And if she continues to be that way, she's going to be very successful. But if she does, she also has to learn more of a business end too, because she can't be giving away wraps for free. She'll be out of the business.
That's my problem. That's me.
Right. But I loved watching her. I loved how she spoke to, and she connected with, I mean, granted, it was maybe easier for her because they were her closest friends, but she connected with each one of them, you know? And I just walked away and I thought about it, and I'm like, that's really, really what we have to be on. You have to really, if you think about it, okay? I mean, me and Sarah might be an easier match because we're related. But if I didn't have a relationship with Sarah, or didn't call her up and sometimes speak about her kids, or speak about how her life's going, or understand certain things. I mean, there was at one time where Sarah got really frustrated. She was a new distributor, and she lacked confidence because her distributors had all flopped, okay? And instead of me saying, well, you have to do this, this, and this, I said, well, you want to get your confidence back? I said, you are a loyal customer magnet. That's something that you can control, all right? I said, so why don't you talk about the products? I said, and get your confidence back. I said, because you can control that. You're not relying on other distributors. Sarah Selzer can do it. And when I was watching her and she was doing it in the back office, she was getting loyal customer and loyal customer and loyal customer and loyal customer. So obviously I knew as her leader, okay, her confidence is coming back. And I've had that conversation with her, and I said to her, I'll never forget, I said, okay, Sarah, it's now time to flip the book, you know, and she switched it into distributor mode, and she ended up signing on distributors. But I had to be versed enough and know that Sarah's confidence was broken. Not that she was being lazy, not that this was happening. You know, it was none of the negative. It was that I had to rebuild her up so that she could get the confidence back to get her into where she needed to be. So I think as you know, if any of us have a distributor underneath us, we have to realize that and really start keying in on that. And also, even if you're our loyal customers, it's the same thing, because that's going to build the relationship part where we're going to start keeping that retention of that loyal customer there. Because why? We're building a friendship. They think we're caring about them. They think that we're really, I mean, which we are, but I think that it's almost like Holly said, it's too easy to throw that email out there. It's too easy, like on Facebook, just to throw that quick message out there. But let's connect with them.
Yeah, I'm big on texting because I'm going to be honest with you. I'll tell you right now how many emails, 3,630 emails that I have not opened because I scroll through real quick. And if I think it's important, I open it. And if 5,028, see? So it could be where they're not intentionally ignoring you, but it's not something that they're looking for, so they just go past it. So I think texting is more of a definite way to actually get their attention. Now, they may choose to not answer you anyway, but at least you know that they're opening their text messages, you
All
know?
right, well, what about this? What about if you guys texted, and I don't know what your personal day looks like, but what about if you reached out to 1 or 2 people via phone instead of the text message?
This is what I'm dealing with while I'm doing this. I just want you to see this.
I thought it was your stomach.
What?
I thought it was your stomach growling.
Oh my God. She has been like, she will not leave me alone. Now she's sitting with her back to me, whatever.
I am not super good with calling people who haven't responded to my text messages that I know that they saw, because I know that I would be really annoyed if somebody kept texting me, and I mean, I wouldn't not answer them. I would say, you know, I'm not interested right now, or now's not a good time. But then if they like called me, I think it's more of like an annoyance than
All right.
Right.
purposely not. It's almost like stalking. Like, okay, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna push, and I don't want them to get to the point where they hang up on me, or oh my God, this crazy rap girl. We had somebody at a vendor event fill out for like to win the free wrap, and she goes, "You're not gonna like call me like crazy, are you?" I think Misty was with me at that event, and I was like, "No, I'll just call you if you win." And she was like, "Okay, good." Like, she didn't want us following up and following up and following up. So I'm not.
What's the difference if you're texting them versus calling them? What about if you called, if you went to a vendor event, or you got your contacts of your new leads, say from Blitzing, and you have 10 of them, and 2 of them you actually called, and 8 of them you texted?
If they were a new lead, I think I could do that because it's the first
Oh my
time
God.
reaching out and
Why is
approaching.
it so loud?
But if it's like somebody that like I texted and they didn't respond, and then I followed up with them and they didn't respond, like I would be very, very apprehensive to call them, because I know the Pearl in me like doesn't like to annoy. Like, I like to follow up, but I don't want to be that person that people run from, or like people hang up on. Like, that would hurt my feelings, even though I don't know them and I'll never see them again. Like, I don't want to.
My very first vendor event that I did with you, Sarah, when I did the Lyme disease table / the other one, and I got my leads that day, I called, I didn't know to text. So I called everybody, and no one returned. No, I said, you can either respond back to this number and text me, or give me a call back, and nobody did. So then I started texting, and then I started hearing from people.
Yeah,
Because I
I feel
really believe that people don't want to talk on the phone.
I feel like the texting, they can open it and read it on their own time.
And respond on their own
On
time.
their own time. When you're calling them and like say for instance, like it was somebody following up with me for the 3rd time when I was leaving my friend's office today when you called me, and Carly's talking in my ear, and I'm rushing to, you know, go pick Brittany up from school, and I'm ordering a Happy Meal through the drive-thru. Like, I don't have time to buy Tupperware right now, you know? So I don't want that, like you're annoying me. I don't have time. I'd rather like them, if they're interested, I feel like they'll respond from a text. Do you know what I mean? And my texts are always very, like, I use emojis, and I'm very, like, excited when I text them.
Mhm.
And I usually say, like, I don't mean to bother you, like, when I follow up, but, you know, we have a new product that I think you'd really be interested in. You know, like, just stuff like that. So I don't know. I know I should step out of my comfort zone, but calling, I have to admit, I'm not going to lie to you and say, yes, I'm going to call everyone.
All right.
No, I'm not saying calling doesn't work. I think it can work with the right people that you spoke to, but I don't think it works for everybody that fills out that
Yeah.
raffle. I think you really have to put like a star next to their name that they're willing to learn more, talk more, or they're the ones that I want to say, make sure you come Tuesday night. Don't miss Tuesday night. That type of thing.
All right, so you want to definitely make sure whatever works for you that is coming back and working, okay? You want to do it, but where you can build a
Reminder,
relationship.
email Gail about Thursday and Saturday.
What? What was that?
I'm sorry.
Oh, you know what? I don't know. can you guys hear me? I was
Yeah.
setting a reminder on. I'm actually like heading home from a family dinner. I live like an hour from my family, so I'm on my phone and I was setting a reminder to email this person I
Oh.
want to try to get to my rap event. I didn't know if you could hear me because I have like the earbuds on, so the microphone was probably like really close to my mouth, and it probably sounded really creepy because I was whispering partially.
That's
Well,
okay.
we were
We'll
wondering-
remind you.
We thought you were telling us something and we didn't know what it was.
I was like, okay, just
No.
I'll remind you.
Is this Lee?
No, sorry. But yes, I have this loyal customer who is super interested, and I have Jen's rap event on Thursday, and then I think I'm launching a DT on Saturday, so I was going to invite her to come. But I wanted to remember. If I have to set these damn reminders, I forget everything.
Leanne. Is
I
that
think
Leanne?
it's Jessica. Right?
No, it's Danielle, Jen. It's
Danielle.
Danielle.
Yeah.
Yes. So Danielle, I just want to talk to you. I want you to actually share with us because she has gotten tons of loyal customers this month, and she just got on she signed on a distributor. Or she's on the process of getting.
Yay.
And she's been doing tons and tons and tons of vendor events, tons, just like you guys.
We
So
love vendors.
Danielle, what have you noticed that works really well for you with your following up with them? How are you getting them across the board to signing, even as distributors?
Honestly, the whole following up thing, I'm really having a hard time with. It depends on the person. I find that the people that I'm getting as loyal customers, I'm getting at them right when they're right in front of me. The people that I've been following up with all week, like, oh, I'm having this party on Saturday, or, oh, I'm sending out you this email because I knew you were interested in this, they haven't been responding to me lately in the last, 2 weeks, which is kind of, it kind of is a letdown. But the people that I'm getting, I've been just listening to what you guys are saying. Don't throw up in their face when I'm talking. I've been really conscious about saying a little bit and then waiting for them to ask the next question. And I feel like the more that I'm conscious about what you guys are saying is working for you, the more that I'm conscious about what I'm doing and what's working for other people is helping me kind of tweak the way that I need to be. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, so you're basically taking little bits and pieces from different things that you're hearing and you're using it.
Right. Exactly. I'm taking different
Awesome.
pieces from everyone, from whether it be Kim, whether it be Katie, whether it be Jen, whether it be, something that just pops up on my Facebook. I work with early intervention, so I drive to my students' houses, and some of my drives are a little bit longer. So what I've been doing is I just got the iPhone headphones, and I put a whole bunch of It Works videos in my next watch later, and I just play them as I'm driving. And it sucks because obviously I'm driving, I can't take any notes, but like you guys heard me making that reminder, I'll make a reminder to, they said this, write it down later. And then I'm multitasking, I'm driving, I'm totally focused on what I'm doing, but instead of listening to the radio, I'm listening to an It Works video, whether it be something motivational, whether it be try this. Today I was listening to Katie and Dan's one they did the other night about the internet. And now, instead of wasting my time driving in the car for an hour, I'm at least getting something done.
Awesome. So that is doing, what she's doing is a third, and a third. And that's the way you're going to grow your business as well. Okay. She's doing a third of her business, which is following up, a third of personal development, which is absolutely huge. And she's learning from it, and she's using those tools to see which works best on her follow-up. And she's also doing a third where she's coming to my rap events. And as we were talking with Trisha, Leanne, which is her upline, Danielle and myself were alternating rap events. So she's doing that, which is what you guys already do once a week. What we decided is we have Trisha that's probably 15 miles away from me. And we have Leanne that's probably 15 miles away from me. And Danielle is probably maybe 5 or 10 miles away from Leanne. So we're all in kind of different areas. So what we decided is not make it one area, okay? Because then that means the proximity is only zoned in one area, okay? So if we have it 15 miles in different ways, and as we're going about our day and we're talking to people, we already know that we can send them to one of our houses depending on what area we're in blitzing. So, and that's kind of like what I was saying with Sarah. If Sarah has Holly, but then comes over to where, say, Missy or Brooke are, or even her own home, she's about a 10, 15-mile radius away from Holly. So it's going to make that range now even bigger of where you can bring people to. Because people are not going to want to drive, more than 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get somewhere, even to try a wrap. So that's what we kind of did, and that's what she's saying that she's doing. So she's basically, and it's been working out for her. So I would think
Right.
that.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just gonna say, 2 weeks ago I had a vendor event, and I loved being able to tell the people, if you want, you can get to the party, or you can get on the Facebook event if you can't come to the party, because those two options are awesome. Because, I'm a teacher, and I'm also someone that learns by being there and learns by, scoping it out. And I think if I was presented with the Facebook party, I probably would have just been like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, bye. But me actually going to that first party that I went to, that was better for me, and that was better for what I was interested in, and the way that I learned. So I definitely like being able to offer either or, if you can come to the party and you do live in the area, that's definitely better, because then you can get a wrap on right there. You don't have to wait until, next time I see you or something. And it was a nicer way to offer it to them, I thought.
When we went to the It Works U, we had one of the top leaders go up there, and the way she blitzes is she'll say, can I give you a $5 off coupon? My coupon's worth $5. So she's putting value on this coupon. So people are kind of looking at it like, oh, it's $5 off, instead of, here's my business card. So that was one of the things that she had mentioned, and I was doing that today as well. So, putting a value on this card. People may not throw away a $5 off coupon, versus maybe a business card that might get shoved somewhere. And she said that worked for her because more people were looking at it differently. So I figured, okay, I'm going to try that too, because this is from a top earner. So, I think that we have to figure out, it's mid-month, and we all wrote our goals down. How close are we to our goal?
I would say I'm about halfway there.
So
I'm about halfway through the month.
So you're perfect lined up. Because you
went
halfway there, and where you targeted, you're having another half a month to get you there. That's perfect.
Yeah, the hardest part for me will be getting the other DT that I wanted, because I would like to see two. That was my goal for that, and to have them both at 400. But I don't know. That'll be the hardest part. So I also had a number of loyal customers that I want, and that'll be easy for me at least to get.
So Danielle, what you're gonna do is you're gonna say when that new distributor signs on. Do you have an idea of when she's signing on?
Well, Trisha thought it would be good because she was kind of hesitant about signing. She said she wanted to be a DT, but she wanted to maybe try out more of the products and just see what was going on. So Trisha offered that she would give her, we would do the wraps where, we're getting it at $25. So then she can get the $15 for the wrap, and then Trisha will get, or I will get the $10, and then $100 for the business kit. So she should be signing on Saturday at her launch party.
Okay.
Also so that she'll be seeing, those loyal customers already coming in and getting that bonus, getting right there, seeing positivity in her business, because already it's her first day and she's already signing loyal customers. So I've been spending time with her this week. We made up the Facebook invitation. We made up a little flyer for her to hand out, just things like that. So she should be signing up. As long as she doesn't do something crazy and cancel her launch party that's scheduled for Saturday, she should be signing up on Saturday.
Okay, perfect. So, that's basically, you might get her into 400 because they think about it. If 2 of her guests or 3 of her guests come and they're interested in the system, that's $400 almost already.
Yeah, I mean, she's pretty active in the church community, and she seems to think that she's going to get a good amount of people there, which was why I was thinking maybe she will get to the 400 on Saturday. So, and that was another thing, Kim's offering those, everything. So, I want to get her on Saturday. That's what I'm hoping. And, even if, I don't know if you guys think this is a good idea, but I am trying to invite some people for my, that I'm inviting that I would put under my name as the not as a distributor, as a loyal customer. But if she didn't get anyone, I would definitely give her some people just so that she can see that that coming into her account. I don't know.
A lot of leaders are doing that. And what that guarantees you is the $100 fast start bonus. But the other option of getting that fast start bonus, the other part of that is that they have to have either $150 in sales or the auto ship set up, just so that you know. So you want as you're putting those loyal customers under there, you want to make sure that their auto ship is set up to go the next month, or there's $150 in sales, and that person's going to be active to kind of help and run with you to get that.
Right, because I wouldn't want to lose those either under her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
And are you going to come on Saturday? I don't know if Trisha said she was going to reach out to you. If you wanted to send people on Saturday, you can feel more than welcome to, obviously.
Yeah, Saturday I was unable to, but
Okay.
That's why I opened up here Thursday for anyone that, I was telling Trisha and Leanne, even if they had friends that would like to come here, or even she wants to come here and bring a few friends, she'd almost do a double, do it, not want to say a double launch, but have 2 dates for herself.
Right.
The ones that came on Saturday.
Patty?
So that's kind of, I opened my house for Thursday night.
All right. I'll let her know that. And then, I have been, if I'm reaching out to people, I've been being like, oh, there's Thursday and Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
But
That's
okay. Perfect.
Awesome. So Missy, last time we spoke, you were trying to get someone to your One Team, One Mission in South Carolina. How did that go?
Well, I'm still trying to get her. She's busy this week because I was trying to get her on the virtual Sunday, but she had to work. She's a server, and so every time I tell her, but she has conveyed to me she's more hands-on, that she wants to be in person, that, belly-to-belly meeting. So I'm trying to figure it out when her next day is off. So I can either go to her or she can come to my home to show her about the business because she's ready to dive in.
Okay. So you
it's
definitely
just hard to get her.
Yep. You definitely want to schedule an appointment with her and just ask her what day do you have off next week? Let's see if we can make it work.
Right. Exactly.
And then,
because I know she's leaving for Atlanta tomorrow and won't be back till Saturday. So I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe Sunday, but then I don't know if she might be scheduled to work. I just don't know yet till she gets back with me.
Okay.
Yeah. And Misty, when she comes over, I know you could probably do it all by yourself, but if you want me to just nonchalantly stop by.
Oh, I was going to, yeah, that was going to be a given.
You just give me a call. It's easy because Missy lives in my neighborhood. So I could always just tell Anthony to keep an eye on Carly and just shoot over there.
So, Missy,
oh, no, I'll just send Carson over there to help him.
Weekly rap events at your house?
I'm sorry?
Your neighborhood there?
No, we haven't tried it in our neighborhood because we've been doing it at Holly's house. Holly only lives 10 minutes away from us. So anybody that would come to Missy's house would come to Holly's house too. You know what I mean? I don't think it matters where we are.
We're like all kind of if you're within 15 minutes of my house, you're pretty much centrally located.
We have 1 to 2 people come maybe every week.
That's good. It's 1 to 2 people, that you're getting. So, it's
and
not
the night that we did it when you were there, Jen, we did that one after the Italian festival, and it was hot, and we had everybody come back to the house that night, and all those people said they were coming and at Sarah's.
Mhm.
So it just like it doesn't matter if it's here or there. Brooke
Yeah,
could
we have
come.
weeks that nobody shows up, but we just talk and hang out and try to figure out where our next vendor event's going to be and stuff like that.
You watch next Tuesday because we're going to be doing one team, one mission up in North Myrtle Beach.
Yeah,
Billy's going to be answering the door, be like, I'm sorry. You can't come to-"
that's okay. We'll just train him. He can do it.
I know Janice Edwards told me she would come here and sit and see if anybody came for an hour.
Oh, awesome.
I know.
Okay.
So let me ask you guys, and you can speak to me, round table. Have you guys reached your goals halfway during this month that you wanted to be?
No.
I haven't reached my goal yet.
No, I haven't, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, we have a vendor event Saturday and then another 2 vendor events the following Saturday, which Holly's going to be doing one and I'm going to be doing the other. So vendor events is basically how I've been getting my loyal customers. So I'm hoping I get a couple more loyal customers, but I would really like, my goal was 2 distributors this month.
Mhm.
So yeah, I really hope out of the 2 events that something good comes out of it.
Okay, so here's an idea of how you guys can do it and you can work from home. Okay? You go in your back office and you go to your loyal customers. I think we've talked about this before. Okay? First of all, see if your loyal customers have perk points. So that's your opening text to them. Okay? And also look under your distributors that aren't working anymore. Okay? And first contact your distributors and ask them if they would be interested in relaunching their business, and explain to them we have different things that we're doing that might help you grow your business, that you're looking to partner and target with people and see if they're interested. If they're not, or if they're canceled, okay, still reach out to them and ask them if they're interested in making some extra money, and tell them that how things have changed and what you're going to offer them, and see if they're interested in re-signing up. If they're not interested and they just say flat no, okay, then start going through their loyal customers. Now, don't be nervous to ask their loyal customers for referrals. Say to them, can I ask you, do you know if you're not interested in earning some extra income? Ask your loyal customers if they're interested in earning some extra money. And if they say no, not at this moment, say to them, well, I'm looking for people that I would love to partner with. Do you know anyone who's looking to make some extra money? I would love to help them. You have all these in their back office that are sitting there. If they're canceled, speak to them. Build that relationship with them. Ask them. Worst they're going to do is say no.
I've even posted on my secret sales group that I made with my loyal customers on Facebook that if they bring me a customer, I'm giving them a free wrap.
Wow.
Mhm.
It's like,
That's awesome.
$7.50 for them to give me a loyal customer.
Mhm.
That's not a big deal to me. And I have done it. I had 2 people jump on it a couple of months ago, which is how I got some, but I don't mind giving away a wrap if I get a loyal. I don't want no big deal about a retail. I don't want like the one-time buyer. I want a loyal customer. And I think that's worth $7.50.
Now, every one of you that are getting loyal customers now should be reaching out to them about the loyal customer referral program.
Yeah.
Be definite, okay? Because you're going to be getting their people that you don't even have to work with in front of you. And you should be, as soon as they sign up as loyal customers, you should be asking them. If the night of your event or a few nights before your event, it's a perfect opportunity if they just signed up, ask them how they're doing, if they got there, or figure out like when they would have gotten their shipment, okay? And say to them, were you interested in what we had talked about on earning some extra product credit or a free box of wraps? And explain, say to them, we have an event once a week, and if you would love to partake in that and get those extra bonuses, that you can come and bring your friends here at my house, or I can set up a time and come to yours. Because that's huge. That's that's a whole other market where you're not going out there and having to build that market. Okay. And, you know, figure not everyone's going to jump on it because they're not going to want to, but if you're offering it to them and you're following up with them as they're getting their products and how they're working with their product and how they like their product, you know, and if you're doing that throughout the month, because we know that, for instance, if they got wrapped, we're going to follow up with them in those 3 days and ask them how their wrap is. We can bring it up then. And then you're going to wait a week later and you're going to bring up again, because now they've got their shipment and how are they doing with their new products? Do they have any questions about it? And then you bring up the perk points again. I mean, not the perk points, the loyal customer referral program again. So now you're asking them twice to come to your event. And you're not really calling them up for that. You know what I'm saying? You're doing customer service, but you're sliding that in and see if they'll bite. But that's another way of kind of getting those people there. So, I mean, I know that I'm going to start going through tomorrow. I'm going to be going through my back office, and I'm going to really target, you know, I plan on going out every week, 2 days, full days, from when I drop off my daughter to when I pick her up, blitzing. Okay. And then I'm going to be because I'm going to try and blitz people to my wrap event. Then I'm working with my new distributor on trying building her now to Ruby. Okay. Working with my teams, which is with you guys doing the Zooms. Okay. And then also spending a power hour, just an hour, because you can become completely like going crazy over it, in my back office and sending text messages to others and asking them about the business or different products. Even if I can get in ones that signed out, ask them how they're doing, send them the text, ask them how they're doing, how's everything going, how's your family, and then say, I just wanted to contact you because, especially if they were doing ThermoFit or greens, or talk about the cleanse, talk about all the new products that are out, and ask them if they're interested in trying it. And explain to them that they don't have to go, if they didn't cancel it, they don't have to go through the 3-month commitment because they are a loyal customer and they can just try it, you know, on their own. So those are different ways of you building your business at home with what you have already in your back office. Now, Holly, you have Dina that canceled as a distributor, okay? You could be going through every single one of her loyal customers, even if it's family.
Oh, I put every single one of her loyal customers that I'm friends with in my secret sales group. I took them already.
Mm-hmm.
But the other ones, yeah, I'll have to see. Some of them, some of them ordered from her just for the 3 months because they were her family. So I don't want to talk to Dina about which. I'm going to go for the ones I know, or the ones that I know weren't related in some way, because I think that would open up a bigger problem.
No, but the ones that aren't her family.
And I'm not sure. There's some that I'm not sure about, but the ones that I was sure about, I already took them. I took them like, I don't know. When did she officially say no, Sarah? Like Christmas?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, I think I took them and put them in my group like in the first week of January. Mm-hmm. So they're getting the same options. Like, hey, if you get me a customer, or like I do that graphic that says I love referrals, or thank you for choosing me, and thank you for being my customer. Like, I'm always putting those things in there, but all those people of Dina's are in my group. So, and I know them personally because I worked with them too. So
now what I found to work, and I want you guys to try it with your next new distributor you sign on, is do not put them in the Divine Alliance. Okay. Or the focus group, until you've built a relationship with them, you've launched them, you've talked to them through the back of the E-Suite, they understand how to do orders and all that, and they've gotten their 4 loyal customers.
Can they go in diamonds?
You know, they can go wherever they want, but I found by doing—
Put them in any of them? Don't put them in any of them?
I wouldn't. I would build that relationship, Holly. Get that connection.
Because remember, our new girl, Kelly, when Kelly Dixon got in, and I did put her in, well, I put her in Divine first and Diamonds. Those were simultaneously, and I explained to her what they were. But when we gave them the option, like, do you want to go in the running to Ruby or whatever? And she said yes, so I put her in there. But she was the one that was like, man, I've never been in a company that had this much help before. I love all this stuff. So you almost, maybe it's like a question you ask them, like, do you want to get overwhelmed or do you want to take a step back and maybe we let them make that choice? Because if it was Kelly's choice, she wants in. She wants to read everything that she can. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm learning so much. So
Because we have discussed it with, Kim's leaders, and we've all tried doing it that way. And I know with Debbie, who's my new distributor, I definitely know that if I would have put her in that, she would have been completely overwhelmed. And she wouldn't have been calling me so much right now. It's more work, okay, because she's calling me and contacting me instead of getting those questions answered on Divine Alliance. But me and her have built a closer relationship because this particular woman, I did not know, okay? She was John's Blitz, who John reached out to a day prior to him passing about the oils, and she called John's phone, and then I called her back and told her what happened to him. And I've asked, then she called me back and wanted to know more about the oils. So it was like a cold call. Like I didn't know her. It was John's person. Do you know what I'm saying? So I built that. Now our relationship is really good. So, I mean, that's just hindsight of something. But and I know that Melissa has done it. Melissa has 3 distributors she has not put in there yet. And I know Kim has 1 or 2 that she's working with that has not gone in there yet. But if you think that your person, like Holly was saying, that definitely just wants to be in something like that, put them in. It's your judgment call. But try and build a relationship with that person and still train them like you would if you had to do it your own, if you had to do it without that. And see if the difference. Because there is a big difference. So does anyone have any questions?
Wireless.
I think I'm good
Okay.
for
Oh,
tonight.
I have a question that's not about building business or whatever. The Mother's Day stuff that comes with a diffuser, have we heard about it coming without the diffuser for all the people who bought it the first time, but they want the new wave of oils?
I think what's going to happen is that once we get sold out with the diffuser, just like we did at Christmas time when those other oils came out and it came with the diffuser, then all of a sudden it broke down to just where you can get them as a box.
They need to start breaking them down individually now because people are using one of the 4 and they want that one back and then they have to buy all 4 of them again. They need to do that too.
Aren't they individual in our back office? The ones from Christmas, or you have to buy
One at a time? One at a time though?
one?
Where you could just buy like Immune Defend, or you can just buy Boom.
Isn't it like that?
I haven't seen
No.
it.
No?
No, you have to buy the 4-pack.
Yeah, they need to break it down.
All right, so
I thought the new oils that were coming out you can buy individually though.
Well, right now it's the kit, the Mother's Day kit with the diffuser. So people who bought a diffuser with the Christmas gift, that this like is lost on those people because they don't want another diffuser for $45. They just want the oil. But I didn't know I looked up and down and everywhere just to see if I missed something. And so I think the people who want the oils aren't going to buy it because they don't need another $45 diffuser.
right. And you know
Yeah,
what, too?
you're right.
I think that's something that if we start doing support tickets and ask them if are they looking at putting in to purchase them singly at in the future, and I know that if you keep doing more support tickets and you have more different people doing it, they're going to look at that.
I'm just leaving the trash. Yeah, because doTERRA and Young Living and all those ones, you can buy every single oil individually, and we're really shooting ourselves in the foot because I have had so many people that want just to buy Defend, or they just want the one that goes to sleep with the lavender. I mean, it kind of stinks. So we like launched into it and then we didn't do anything else with it. But
Well, I know that with the oils, when they first came out, from what I heard from the top leaders, is that they wanted to see, being that it's completely out of the realm of what we normally sell, how these essential oils were going to take off, and I think they did great. Okay, and I think
Yeah,
that's
because they
why
sold out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I think that I would think that eventually they are going to do them singly, and I agree that they should be doing them singly. But I think that that's definitely something that if we all just put a support ticket in it, and they're getting more in there, they're going to start thinking of it. I know.
I'm going to start posting on Mark's wall, Mark and Pam's wall. Oh, I'm going to bring it up to Pam next week in
There you
person.
go. Because it might be that they're just not thinking of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
That seems like if you're going to be in competition with another essential oil company, that's like the first thing that they should think of. Hey, Sarah, show us your glass.
There's still some in there.
All right, guys. So I just want you to finish the month strong. Hopefully I gave you some tips to help you on how you can build your business, staying at home and also blitzing. Making that relationship, I think that's a huge thing. And also reaching out to your distributors. Now, for anyone that's signing a new distributor, try and get those launch parties. I like to do it. I know that when I was going Triple Diamond, I did them one right after another. So like if you had, like I'm going to say Danielle, if you had this party and this person was going to sign as a distributor, and now at that party someone else wants to sign as a distributor, don't wait for the kit, Danielle. Get that
Right.
in there and use your wraps and do the same thing like you're doing where you're going to get your money back and you're going to give them the little profit. That's how
Right.
you're going to build.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. So if all of you guys can pretty much, when you sign on a distributor, get that launch right in there. And in reality, you should have about 2 launches within their first 15 days. You know, to help them get their 4 loyals.
Okay,
Right,
so,
guys.
well, by launches, like, we could use our team rep event, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
So like
Perfect.
for you, this girl can come here tomorrow and come there Saturday, and now you're giving her 2 dates for for her people to get in front of us, and that's going to help her start off with more of a success. than just
Okay,
putting
that
everything
sounds
on
good.
them. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Does anyone have any other questions? No. Missy, you're good.
I'm good for right now. I'm sure I'll have some.
Okay. So then what I will do is we'll convene or doing it next week individually again with our groups. Okay.
So
Okay.
that means we're not doing tomorrow at 9.
I'm not going to do tomorrow at 9. Alyssa Aylin is not able to make it on. And I figured I was going to skip a week and then go into, I'm going to probably do a video or a call for some personal development on the page, the Ruby page, the Ruby Focus page, but we're not going to have a call this week.
Are we doing Destination to Ruby tomorrow?
That's what the one I was talking. Oh, Destination. No, that's the one I was talking about. We're
So
not
no calls tomorrow night.
no calls.
Neither. Okay.
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 All right. Love you guys.
Love you too.
Love you. That's
Yeah.
good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.